Hello, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll be starting soon. We are just waiting for a few more people to join in. Guys, we'll be starting soon. So join in fast. Ask your friends as well to join in. The mentors are here already and they are waiting. So we'll start soon. Join in fast. Guys, we'll be starting in exact 2 minutes. So join fast. Cool. I think we are ready to start now. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to Bschool Buddies. to the episode 4 of The Secret to Crack Case Comps. I am Shreya Bendigri, your host for this event. This time we have the national winners of Tata Steel-a-thon Season 10, Chirag, Rio, and Yamini. Let me introduce them. They are 2024 pass outs of IIM Kashipur, and all three of them are working in Tata Steel currently. So we really have the Steel-a-thon experts this on the podium, and they have been runners up in several other case comps as well. So I urge you guys to make the max of this opportunity. And since the executive summary round is up in just 2 days, you guys barely have time, and I know that you guys would be really having some specific questions related to the case as well now, because this time we have kept this webinar right before your summary round, because now that you've gone through the case, you would have some idea, and you can ask some relevant questions to the mentors here. And because they have been there last year, so they are really eager to help you out. So that's why this will be an interactive session, and we'll let them present their deck, post which the floor will be open for Q&A, where you can post your questions in the comment section, and the speakers will answer them. And this webinar is available on YouTube and LinkedIn both, so feel free to watch it through any of those, whichever is comfortable for you. And just be attentive throughout the webinar, guys. This is for you, just because this is just before, like, just 2 days before the round. So make the max of this. And now, without much delay, we'll leave the floor to Chirag, Yamini, and Rio. You guys can begin.
Hello everyone, my name is Rio. I hope I am audible.
Yes.
Um, I am currently working at Tata Steel in the new material businesses, and apart from that, I cleared my MBA from IIM Kashipur along with Chirag and Yamini. And I have interned at Tata Steel in the Alliance and Ventures businesses, and I have worked with one of their divisions called Tata Pravesh. This has been my experience so far with Tata Steel. So, like, please feel free to ask any questions afterwards. And over to you, Chirag.
Hey guys, I'm Chirag. I also did my summer internship at Tata Steel in branded products and retail, and then through this case competition, I got a PPO in Tata Steel, and I did my project. So in training, we have a project accumulated with it. So I did my project in also again in BPR, and then again am now placed in BPR as a manager sales of the retail products in Delhi region. So I guess yeah, that's it. Yamini can go ahead. You are not audible, Yamini.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. My name is Yamini, and I've also completed my MBA in from IIM Kashipur in 2024. I've just graduated in April, and post that I joined Tata Steel a very fun 3 months, and now I'm currently posted in Alliance and Ventures division. Throughout the 2 years of my case competition, throughout the 2 years of my MBA, I've been very much interested and invested in case competitions, and I hope I'd be able to help some of you out today.
All right, guys. We'll begin with a small food for thought for everyone. Like, until now, most of you have must been participated in many case studies in some of the reputed companies, like it Flipkart, HUL, etc., and all the FMCGs of the world. So, why do you think that companies float case studies? Don't you think that they have a well equipped and well mannered, highly qualified staff that can solve their problems? But why do they float case studies?
We would like to keep it a little interactive, so please feel free to put in your answers in the chat box. Uh, like, given that it's a new platform for all of us, if we don't have any inputs, we'll also share our perspective on why companies usually float case studies. I think, given that it's a new platform, we'll try to cover things from our end first. And then once we have covered our part, please feel free to ask any questions that you have. Please feel free to put in questions that might pop up in your mind in between. We'll take all of them by the end of the session. And we'll try to allocate more time to the Q&A as well, since like the summary round is pretty soon. So we'll try to cover that as well. Uh, Companies basically float CaseCom because they want to like score that would be a good fit for, yes, to get fresh perspective, as well as to also scout
To get
talent
fresh
and
perspective.
find the right talent for their companies. So when companies look at like these case comps, they want to know people who would have that approach of knowing how someone who has a business mindset would think like. Tata Steel mein, this is something we have been told multiple times, that your MBA degree is useful to a certain point to us, but हमें ये बताइए कि आप धंधा कैसे लेकर आएंगे, how will you bring business to us, and that is what matters the most to Tata Steel. So when you will be building on your case study as well, make sure that you question your own notions around things to bring dhanda to Tata Steel, and that is what will also make you win. Uh, Chirag, please continue. I think people have also given like some new perspectives, that how the company wants to have a fresh perspective and not have like any biases when they are looking at the problem statement. Uh,
Right.
Rest, I think Chirag, you can continue. Please go
Yeah.
ahead.
So mostly companies want to validate, right? They have a solution to the problem that they are facing, but they just want a validation whether the world outside their organization is actually thinking in those lines. Whether you are going to comprehensively bring your idea into the solution that the company has already figured out. So they need a validation to their proposed solution, and hence they look for candidates who are thinking in that direction or are approaching in that direction. So as the closer your solution is to the approach that the company is thinking about, the more chances you get to get selected in the case comp as a national winner, or let's say a national runner up. All right. So one such problem statement for us was reimagining the distribution network of Tata Steel. So let me first tell you that we picked up a business track, that was a marketing and sales track, out of the three that are market business track, and there is a people's track of HR, and there is a supply chain track, value chain track. So we picked a case from the business track, that is marketing and sales, and the case was about how the distribution network of the future is going to look about, and how should Tata Steel um, uh, look towards, I mean, how should Tata Steel redefine its route to market, basically because of the shifting consumer behavior, like not only in the FMCGs, or not only in the in the fast moving good business, but also in businesses like steel. The consumer behavior is completely changing nowadays. People want more digital means, more digital support to their to their procurement and their buying. So how Tata Steel should reimagine its route to business? Then so basically, let me first tell you that for the business that we picked up, the case study had a two tier of route to business, like the distributors and the dealers. So so we had to reimagine something else. I mean, how the proposed route to market can be more simpler, can be more efficient and effective for the end consumer. And the challenge they were facing are, first, as I said, a shifting in consumer behavior, then the changing role of the channel. So now the distributors and dealers are also want to operate in a digital friendly manner, because with the next generation of distributors that are coming, they are more digital friendly. They want to see the value in use support, right? And then there is a digital and technological advancement that is going on, starting from fintech to fleet aggregation, online portals, and one stop solutions, all those things. So Tata Steel wanted to imagine how in future they are going to reach to the end consumer via more efficient way. So these are the some case critical case challenges and the question that was given in our case study. And now like we would like to take you all through our solution that we had proposed. Beginning with it, just this is just an introduction slide. And yeah, there is a video because you guys must have been asked a video. I mean, that's not mandatory, but there is a thing that you can show up, come up with a video in the two slider also. And we did keep a video in this long presentation, so we are basically showing you our finale presentation, not the two slider. So this was just a
The
video I.
world is changing rapidly with meta trends. But how is Tata Steel affected? It is transitioning from product based to service based. In the process, our ECAs have many questions.
All right,
So,
just a small video, and then let's look at the answers. I guess Rio, you can take over from here. Is there some issue with Rio's network? Okay, all right. I will take it up from here. No issues. So at first, okay. So the first approach to a case study, you guys must have learned till now that you need to show up some secondary and primary research, right? And that is the basic need a case study requires. But not necessarily all case study will go for primary research. All right. I mean, in certain case study you can just come up with secondary research. In certain case studies you can come up with both primary and secondary, but there has to be some research to the problem statement that you have been asked, right? Without a research, it would not show the judges that you have actually understood the problem statement. So this research slide that we have, the initial two slides, showed our clarity in understanding the problem statement and the solution that we are going to propose, right? So the first half of this first slide is the macro trends that are basically affecting the steel distribution business, not the steel. Now see, we are diving details into the distribution business, not the steel business as a whole, right? Because although we can come up, I mean, we might have come up with like what is the changing demand of steel in the world, etc., etc., but we just focus on the distribution part, because at the end we need to give them a solution that how their distribution can be more effective or can be more streamlined. So in the first half, just we showed the macro trends that is affecting the steel distribution business, right? And then just because as I said that this was a case study related to branded products and retail, so we did some secondary research that how many brands are there, like. And also there was a critical case question regarding the channels, right? So how who are the, I mean, how many distributors are there, like. Then I said that there are two tier of channels, two tiers of distribution, like with the distributors and the service center. So we showed the current route to market. Sorry, yeah, we showed the
Uh,
current route.
Also adding to Chirag's point, just the entire gist of this first slide was that before actually entering the solving the case part, try to understand the business, because steel businesses, while they seem very easy from outside, लोहा ही तो बेच रहे हैं, ज्यादा कुछ समझने को है नहीं. But when you actually get into the processes of the company, there's a lot that you need to understand, for which you can probably get in touch with your college seniors, or you can get in touch with Tata Steel employees. We did as well. We called a Tata Steel employee. We asked them, okay, please tell us what are all the things that we can know from you. So they also help you understand the business to the core, while like also knowing the current actual processes of it, and not just the the theory part of it. So the entire gist of this one slide was to understand the business, tell them that okay, we have actually understood the business that you asked us to solve a problem for. So this was also the entire gist of this slide. Please go ahead, Chirag.
Right. So then, as I said, after secondary, there must be some primary research, because you see, our case study was to understand the pain points of the distributors, the dealers, and also the channel managers who basically define the channel, starting from production in plant to consumption of end consumer, right? So since our case study has this stakeholders involved, so we wanted to know their perspective and what are the pain points that they are facing. So again, if you see that we took a different approach towards showing the pain points, like we gave scores to each of the component, like the service rating that we have given to each of the parameters, and we define that the parameters that are above 4, like out of I guess 5, we gave we asked them to give rating to those parameters, would come in the green section and rest would come in the red section, and so on. Like generally, I mean, in this case study, basically in this case study, I saw that we took a different approach towards showing the data. It's like whenever you have data, you just don't come up with the I mean the gist of it. Try to show that how you have taken out the gist. Let's suppose in the first part you can see that the most I mean the most dissatisfied points among the consumers were responsiveness, accountability, and action. So from where does it came from? So does it came from, and what were the other parameters when what were the other parameters that we have put when asking for the pain points to the consumer? So from this slide, they, I mean, from this first part at least, they can see that okay, we did ask about product quality, we did ask about technical support, then all these things that we have asked about, and out of those 10, these three were the bottom, the least most, right? So this kind of representation is most important, which gives you, which tells the panel that these guys have not only come up with a solution and just tried to paste it in the name of primary research, but they have actually done it, right? And then there is this different kind of graphs that we use. Not only, don't only try to do it in Excel, you can use other visualization tools if you have learned Tableau and the Power BI. And yeah, so this kind of graphs that we came out with, which were I guess something different in this case study at least. Then this sentiment analysis. So since Yamini is a is a MBA analytics student, so she wrote a Python code which would basically come up, which would basically take the comments from various sources of the consumers, of the distributors, and would come up with a sentiment. I mean, which sentiment has been repeated more number of times. So this is the sentiment analysis that we did. Yamini, if you would like to explain more on this slide.
Sure. So, I am sure many of you might be aware of the existing business trends that are really coming up right now. Analytics plays a huge role in mining the oil that is data. Data is the new oil, as we say. So, what we did was talk to the customers, ticket took all their inputs. Now since we're talking, okay, so we cannot really make a data out of it, or put everything into data. Yeah, so we just took their verbatims, we wrote a Python code, and we took out a sentiment analysis. If you are taking a course, or if your MBA degree has an analytics course into it, built into it, you might be aware of this. Okay, so that's what we did, and a few things that popped up. अब इसका हमको analysis, now we have to do an analysis about it. If service is popping up, is if applause is anything, order is popping up, complaint is popping up, means the customer could have this issue. That's how we did the analysis.
Right.
Also, just to add one more thing to this slide, I would like you to notice how, even though we have done so much of data crunching and data analysis, at the end we have tried to bring down three or four key insights out of it. So whenever you go and talk to a customer also, this is what is expected out of you in marketing and sales at least, that you come up with certain key insights. So here the color palette has also been used pretty beautifully, where blue, red has been used for problems and green has been used for like what is something that the customer is currently liking. So while product and relationship is something that the customer is still liking, delivery and commercial aspect, which might be processes, complaint redressal, this is something that they're facing problems. So even after doing all the primary research, make sure to break it down into certain key insights, which will help you during the final presentation for sure.
Right. Just moving on to the next slide. So, as one of our problem statement was, what were the digital means that we are going to deploy, which will help the distributors, the dealers, and the end consumers in future, right? So, this is the first problem statement that that we are addressing, to which the solution we are giving. So don't confuse with this word ECA. ECA is basically emerging corporate accounts, which are so in Tata Steel they don't say small and medium business, or they don't, like a corporate language. They don't use the word small or let's say medium while addressing any business. So they have just come up with a word called ECA. This is just MSMEs. So I mean, we tried to understand the journey of MSMEs first. That how a MSME is buying steel. I mean, what is the journey? I mean, if the MSME is using the digital mean, whether they are contacting any dealer or someone. So we have first taken you through. I mean, in this slide we have taken through if they start to search in online, like let's suppose we use the keyword buy steel from Tata Steel, let's say. Then what are the issues that are coming up that we see that it is not in the top four list? And why? Because in Tata Steel they are selling steel online through a portal called ECAFEZ. Okay, so if you search for ECAFEZ word, then only you will come up with the Tata Steel portal. But then ECAFEZ is not very much known to every other MSMEs. Like there are around 10,000 MSMEs in India. So right, this is one of the problem statement that we saw. Then we started giving solutions, right? So this is how, I mean mostly the deck has been made by Yamini. So this is how she does that. Once a problem statement is defined, Yamini would start giving the solution, which is right away, right? It is not like you start saying the problem and the solution at the end, so the connectivity breaks generally. So like you can see the color codes how she have mentioned, like searching issues is in red, then solutions in green. So right away in the bottom, in the most, and that too in the most efficient manner. Like we have addressed one. If you can see in this slide, if I divide it into three parts, in one part only we have addressed a problem and directly given a solution. Like the customer, the bounce rate is increasing because of that, because Tata Steel's the URL is not coming up front, because there is no search engine optimization in there. So all those things, right? This is the first. Then yeah, of course you have to do benchmarking with other other apps, right? Yamini, if you can go on about this.
Sure, sure. So yeah, you saw in the first part that what we did was we depicted what is the key issue that is coming up. Whenever if you're trying to steal online, a customer will not search for your keyword. A customer will search for generic things. Like if we are going to see beds online, so we will not directly go and search for a particular company name, such as we know IKEA, so we can search IKEA, but generally we just write in the layman terms. Okay, so here we'll write how to buy steel. Yeah, where can I buy steel? Which are the steel distributors near me? So these words need to be integrated in the website. That's what we suggested. In the next part, we did a competitor benchmarking with the JSW1 app, which is our biggest competitor. Now we went to the app user interface. Okay, and we ourselves downloaded the app, made an account, tried to make a purchase on it, and we saw what are the problems that we're facing. Chira, can you please open the whole slide? Yeah. So see, we showed them the solutions right away, that provide an invoice option like this. Okay. Uh, the menu that you're having is very limited, so increase that. Okay. And we also mentioned what are the KPIs that they are there to track it. Okay, so now there was a shipping tracking issue. So we suggested that include a tracking, and how will it work? We showed graphically. Shira, can you play this? Yeah, so that's there. Can you go to the next slide, please?
This slide is about deployment of digital mean. I mean, we are continuing with the previous slide. Like, I mean, we have basically divided the problem statement into three parts, the entire problem statement. So the deployment digital mean is continuing, still continuing. Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead.
So you can open the whole slide. We can see. And this is how we presented that what are the issues that we encountered in your app, and what can be the solution for the same. Like the issues are mentioned, and as Chirag said, the solutions are mentioned right away. Okay. Moving on, Chirag.
So basically, I mean, they did not have a one stop solution. Okay, there was something called there is still it exists. There is something called Sampurna app, which is where the complaint handling takes place. Then there is a app called DJK where you can place order. So I mean, we just said that you can integrate Sampurna with DJK, like from where from the portal that a ECA will order, in the same portal he can log a complaint, right? So again, this deployment of digital mean is continuing.
The
The part
entire,
said
yes, sir, continue.
about, yeah, about integration of the apps. We give them a procedure about the integration. We ask them to utilize their data. Tata Steel is a 100-year-old organization. Okay, so we have a lot of data. So we just gave a brief process that how can we utilize data? What are the issues? What are the solutions? Rio, you were saying something. Rio, I think is disconnected.
I was saying the entire point of these slides is that whatever solution you're building, actually sit and drill down into those solutions. Don't just like, we know chat gpt is very prominent and it helps you to build a base of your knowledge, but that cannot be the only part of your solution. You actually have to sit within the team, question the things that, because we used to fight a lot. We used to fight about every solution we are bringing on table. Everyone who's bringing a solution on table has to sit and justify why they think it's the best solution. So sit within your team, discuss things that you are proposing, and if someone says कि यार ये अच्छा solution नहीं लग रहा है, then fight about it, argue about it as much as possible. Also, if you can notice, we have come up if you can notice, we have come up with a sales funnel over here as well. So within Tata Steel, while they really want you to dig deep into solutions, make sure that you also use certain frameworks, certain metrics around things. Could be sales funnel, could be customer journey mapping. So make sure you use certain things like those. Within HR problems, you can also build your own, like some of you might also have HR case studies, build your own frameworks as well. So focus on those things, since it also makes your solution a little crisp and also gives the company a better overview of of your solution. Please continue.
Yeah. So in this year's case study, also the EV case study, I saw that they have asked about stakeholders and collaborations. How can they do it? So similar in our case study, also they wanted to collaborate with online fleet aggregators, like to the fintech application, so that they can they can help with credit management with the distributor. So the first part is like we have explained how the integration with solution partners would really look like and what will be the exit strategy. And again, this is another sentiment analysis. So this is all about this slide, and here we end with the three slides of deployment of digital mean. Now we are addressing the question of alternate route to market for Tata Steel. So again, this is a very common phenomenon that people show customer personas that we have also done, right? So we spoke to three different kind of customers, and who are completely different from each other, and then suggested mm, to divide the customer base into, basically we have done segmentation here, right? So BPR Quantum, BPR Stop Shop, and BPR Force. So we have, I mean, this is a channel that we have suggested that for quantum customers that are large customer, this is you can go with BPR Quantum. Then the customer that are retail and MSMEs, and who wants to work in a flexible retail environment, who wants digital means, and who wants to operate from outlets, you can come up with BPR Stop Shop. And then BPR Force, which is the medium to high volume intensity consumer. So based on volume intensity, we have divided these channels. And I mean, these are the parameters that we have written, like customer segmentation, flexibility, experience, etc., etc. And then basically we have done a segmentation, as I said in this slide, that there can be three kind of channels in which through which Tata still should approach the end consumer. So these are the name that we come up with, the most simplest name that could have existed in this world, right? The Quantum, Stop Shop, and Force. And yeah, so again, continuing with route to market. Now that we have started explaining what is BPR force, and you must have studied in logistics management or operations that there are product flow and information flow. So from ECAs to distributor, how the product flow is going and how the information flow. The information flow you will see in the in the slideshow. So basically, ECA is to the I mean. The inquiry is placed from ECH to distributor. This is the current channel that they have, and then the order verification is done on channel manager. Then they provide approval for dispatch from the manufacturing facility, and then the product travel moves to the distributor warehouse, and then from the warehouse it goes to the ECA customer, right? This is what BPR for. So there are, we have said that there are twice transfer of ownership. Like transfer of ownership means the product is handed over to two different parties. From Tata Steel it is handed over to distributor, then from distributor it is handed over to the end consumer. Then the solution that we have given is uh, right from, I mean, in certain case we can directly come up, like for quantum customers, the customer that are operating with high volume, we can directly deliver the bulk order from Tata Steel manufacturing facilities to the ECAs, right? So the touch points would decrease, the ownership transfer would decrease, right? And this is the value proposition that would come up to play if we divide the route to market between BPR force and BPR quantum. Force is like, ECAs and MSMEs, and quantum is like the large customers. Then BPR stop shop is the customers that are willing to purchase from a retail store, that are going to experience the product before buying it, right? The touch and feel, the how would the product look like, right? So for them, and there are, in the stop shop there comes the play of Digika, which is the digital tool, right? So then we have also shown the route to market of tomorrow, right? How the route to market would evolve in coming years. So one stop solution center, as everyone would come up with a solution of one stop, like JSW of one. There is JSW one. There is some website of AMNS. I'm forgetting his name. But yeah, this is how the distributors and dealers of tomorrow will work out. And there is again a funnel here. So this is the priority driven strategy funnel that we have come up with, that to what kind of customers the priority needs to be given in order for Tata Steel to play with both volume and price, right? So to be a market leader in this segment, like Tata Steel has just lost its market leader position in steel business. So to come up with a different strategy, how it needs to give priority to different kind of customers. So basically, high priority loyal customer, medium priority emerging, and low priority transactional. These are the KPIs that we have given, that ECA distributor need to be evaluated upon, and the operating parameters, basically how the distributors and dealers of tomorrow will work out, right? So basically, first, in the first three slides you saw deployment of digital mean. Then route to market is having four slides. So this is another future of route to market. So we have explained route to market in three types of goals, like short term, long term, and short term, medium term, and long term. So in long term, we have proposed that how they can come up with a blockchain enabled solution, a paperless solution, right? So what will be the
So,
process and what will be the benefits?
just to add one more point, this entire solution that we came up with, it's just something that we read in one of the research papers, and वहीं से पूरा ये हमारा solution enablement हुआ. So while you are doing your primary research and secondary research, make sure that whatever is coming across, keep it somewhere, so that once you feel like going back to it, you have like space to actually go back to it. And like, even if it's like your own personal data dump, since this was like a final level PPT, it may or may not, a lot of chunk of it may not be very relevant to you right now, but when the judges are looking at your PPT, they want three to four things. Number one being that whatever solution you're bringing, they want to know that you have actually understood the business first to come to that solution. Secondly, while primary research may or may not be highly relevant in the case that you are specifically dealing with right now. Still try to come up with primary research, because it shows that you have put in an effort to go out there, be it in the market or to actually reach out to Tata Steel employees if it's an HR case. Just don't give generic solutions to it. Because most often than not, and people who have been reaching out to me, I've seen this, that they give solutions which we are already doing within Tata Steel. So the problem is not that we are not doing it. The problem is that we are doing it, but there's a gap there. So that's where primary research comes in place. Third thing, whatever you're presenting, make sure that there's like very crisp data to it, very crisp answers to it, because you will get very limited time to make your presentation as well. And also, like, whatever you solution you propose, you should have thought about it within the group कि उसके loopholes क्या क्या हो सकते हैं, and from a very business mindset. And the fourth thing is कि कुछ भी if you're presenting, make sure that you're giving a cost benefit analysis to it. Even if you're not giving numbers to it, there should be like an impact benefit analysis to it, which has been shown in the appendix as well. First thing first, they will definitely ask it. Second thing is, it's a business. If you are even suggesting a thing like कि अच्छा you need to optimize your SEO, then you need to think from the perspective कि SEO में कितना पैसा लग जाता है, how much money you end up spending in SEOs, and what kind of business it will generate for Tata Steel. There might be a case that you're dealing with, a case where you suggest develop another app altogether. So is it that the company needs to develop an app of its own, or is there an opportunity to find a third party vendor with which they can collaborate? For example, there's a case on wellness, I guess. People have been saying that they should develop an app of their own, but Tata Steel currently already has, third party vendors with which they have collaborations with. So you need to look at it from a money and investment perspective as well, because when you are dealing with it, you are dealing with 30,000, 40,000 employees. You're dealing with a market that Tata Steel caters to. You're dealing with more than thousands of dealers that they have. So think about everything from a cost benefit analysis perspective as well. Even if you're not giving numbers, just think about it. Anything else anyone would want to add, or should we jump to Q&As?
Just one thing that the only question we were not able to answer in our Q&A during the final presentation was how it will impact, how the changes that we have suggested, how it will impact Tata Steel. So the people in Tata Steel are much more serious about the margin they are getting out of the product they are selling, right? It is not about selling steel. Steel is sale is also selling steel. Tata Steel, JSW and AMN is also selling steel. So selling steel is not important. It is like selling steel like no other is important. So you need to show how the margin is going to improve. If your case study has a direction in has a direction in those lines, right, then you can come up with answers like how the margin is going to improve, all those. Because we were not able to give that one particular question's answer. I mean, this asked us repeatedly that how it will impact Tata Steel, how it will impact Tata Steel. So we didn't say that the margin will is going to improve with this proposed solution.
Uh, Chirag, you want to go to the next slide? Yeah.
No, that's it, I guess. Annexers and yeah.
So I think if you guys have any questions, you can post it in the chat regarding research, PPT, or anything.
Yep, that was a great presentation, guys. Even I learned a lot from it, like great tips, great strategy. And now, as I would just like to mention one thing to the audience. So, B School Buddies is your buddy to take care of your end-to-end B School needs, right from cracking CAD, GDPI, up to enhancing a profile through guidance with respect to case comms, live project opportunities, and more. So, with respect to case comms, we are coming up with more such content, such as sector-specific webinars, one-on-one mentorship, and case comms specific guidance, which we are already doing through the webinars every weekend. So yeah, that's something I wanted to add up. And now we are open up for Q&A. So you guys can join the WhatsApp group for further updates as well. Just stay tuned. And now is the most important part, guys. Like you can shoot out any questions if you want, put it in the comment section, and the speakers are here to answer. And I am sure, I'm pretty sure that you will have questions now that the summary round is up there. So this is the best time, guys. Just ask your questions.
Uh, Also, one person has asked a question of where can we get the sample deck. Our deck for Tata Steel-a-thon is also available on a public drive. If you want, you can access it. We'll probably put a link of that drive also in the same post that Bschool Buddies has shared, so that you can access it from there. Rest, if you want other decks, for example, you want decks around people solutions or for supply chain, you will need to reach out to the people who did those cases. If not that, um, Tata Steelathon final round was also put live on YouTube, and the videos for it is available there, in which you will not be able to see the deck, but you can hear the solutions that the people have presented. So it will also help you in a lot of knowledge transfer. So this can be a process around sample decks. Um,
Yeah, that's great, Rio. And also, you can share the link with us. We'll provide it on the WhatsApp group as well,
Definitely,
where people can watch it.
we'll do it.
And now we have questions coming up. So, Shiril has asked a question: How to build a good executive summary in less than 2 slides, and how important is the video that we need to make?
So, Chirag, if it would be great if you could show the two slider as well.
All right.
Meanwhile,
Uh,
taking up
till the
this
point Chirag
question,
is, yeah, yeah, sure,
you
please.
can go ahead. Go ahead, Rio.
Okay, so I was saying till the point Chirag is sharing the screen. Within a two slider, make sure that you're not taking up a lot of space to, like explain things a lot in detail. So, for example, the entire first slide that we showed, which was about what BPR does, everything around that, I think that was covered in one third of the slides initially when we made our two sliders. So, the structure can also be, you can talk about the secondary research, you can talk about the problem statement, the primary research, the gaps, and then one entire slide to the solutions, as you can see. So the
Yeah.
overview we have, yeah,
One more
Yamini,
thing.
please go ahead.
Yeah, adding to that, one more thing. The problem statement that is given to you. We are in a habit of adding the problem statement to the slide. It's a two slider. The problem statement will take at least one fourth of your slide, and a person who is judging the slide is already aware of the problem. He or she would directly skip that part of the slide. So one fourth of your 1/8 part is wasted. Sorry, 8 parts is wasted. Okay, so I'd suggest you do not put the problem statement until and unless you can break it down. Okay, so for an example, अगर तुमको बोला गया है कि how can we sell this product, सेल्स में इशू आ रही है, so if you can break it down that distribution is a problem, product service is a problem, this is a problem, that's fine. Don't blatantly mention that sales में issue आ रही है. That will just cover up a part of your slide and will be skipped by the person who is checking it.
Right. So in our two sliders, simple. We just showed our research in the first slide. We did the benchmarking. The left hand top part is a secondary research. The right hand top part is a primary research, and then what will be the deployment in digital mean? I mean, we have started the solution right from here. All right. This is the secondary. This is primary, and this is the gap analysis. The as is scenario, to be scenario, where are the gaps in the between, and we have started our solution right from here. The first solution is deployment of digital mean, then we did the benchmarking, and coming up to the next slide, we just showed the alternate route to market and some of the recommendations like changes in apps and so on and so forth. That's it. And the next question was how important is a video that we need to make.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think in our two slider we have any video. We made the video uh,
for the
for
semi.
the final, for the semi final. Yeah, so you
So
can
video
make.
always puts an impact, especially if you're going forward with a people track. A video will always put impact. For an example, if you have say some employee issues to solve, okay, like right now the people track has wellness. So if you can like reach out to employees, find out ki why are they not, the case problem is that the employees are not availing the facilities or the turnout is very low. So if you can reach out to the employees, do a thorough primary research, and put in testimonial videos, that will definitely increase your points. That will give you brownie points. So the video part is always for brownie points. So see how you can make the best use out of it and gain brownie points. Yeah.
If you get time, then do it. If you think that currently you don't have enough time for the video, then it should be the last of priorities.
Yeah.
And for the two slider submission, let me tell you guys that they just see that whether you have understood the case or not. All right, if you do it just a decent job, not even a good job, just a decent job, you will get through to the next round. But don't take my words casually. Like I'm just saying that I have seen the decks that went to the second round from our college only. So everyone, just if you understood the problem statement and if you show intent towards showing a solution, that if they show that this guy has an intent, he can come up with a solution. If given a chance, they will take you to the next round.
So there's another question, that how have we made the financial models? Okay, so whenever you're forming a group for a case study, okay, so there should be 2 to 3 type of people there. Okay, I'd say rather 4 type of people. So Rio in our team is a research expert. Chirag, on the other hand, with his knowledge of Tata Steel and have been working in DPR, so he like solutions को break down करना, उनकी feasibility को test करना, that was his genre, and mine was presentations. And now, so the three of us had little financial knowledge. Okay, we all have courses, so we had little financial knowledge. We took help from our friends. We researched a lot. For an example, the SEO solution, how is it done, process क्या होता है, अगर वो process follow कर रहे हैं, how much do we pay the third party, if we are doing it ourselves, how much will a website revamp or an application revamp cost us. So that. And don't chat GPT the financials, please, guys.
There is a next question: how a GTM is designed for a product. Is it completely through primary research, or you can analyze the market trend and predict the upcoming plan for the company? See, if you suggest a GTM that is completely out of the way they are doing it right now, then it is not done, right? It should have some compliance with the way that the company operates. You cannot ask a company to change its route to the market right away through a case study competition, right? So you, if you are saying that, you can say that if you are saying that, then you have to show that each and at every touch point of route to market, how is the company doing anything wrong or anything anything I mean anything not better than the other companies, right? So it should the GTM should follow the primary research, that you should do research how the company is currently operating, and then you can analyze market trend and predict the upcoming plan.
Yeah, so adding one point to that, it should be a mix of your primary and secondary research. देखो market कैसे function कर रहा है. If the market is functioning in a certain way, A, you're suggesting a go-to-market strategy that takes the route B. So it will not be market viable. Okay, it will not be viable. Okay, and the primary research part, that is very very important as well. So I see no more questions right now.
Guys, come on. Do you have any other questions? I think you guys
Even
covered
if you
everything.
want, even if you want to ask your specific case ka questions and want us to do a minor KT, we can do that.
Yeah.
Um, so even if you want us to cover that, please go ahead. Not that we know everything about the business, because Tata Steel is a
Huge.
multifaceted business that way, and yeah, huge company. But if you want like कि अच्छा तुम्हें, you have a particular case you're working on and you want us to like give you a small brief about it, we can do that.
I think you guys covered everything pretty much through your deck and in the two slider as well. That was really brilliant. Come on, guys, ask them more questions because they are working in Tata Steel, so they have all the necessary information and tips. So they are the best ones who can help you out.
Business case two. There's a question regarding business case two, guys.
Can you give a
You'll
small
have
brief? Yeah.
Let me just check it.
uh,
So the business case two is Tata Steel flat product strategy for growth in rapidly transforming Indian construction industry. Chirag, can you take it up?
Well, just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure.
till then, I'll cover this question of what are
Well done.
some important things to cover in people track. Within people track, make sure whatever you're looking at it, A, check the feasibility of it, and B, definitely look for things around employee behavior because, and also what kind of employee you are targeting. For example, I have read through one case which is around wellness. Um, when you say that you want to improve wellness, you need to understand what Tata Steel wants to improve in wellness. So when they talk about wellness, they talk about it from physical and mental health perspective. In physical health, it specifically talk about lifestyle diseases. So there they have a certain goal till 2030 that they want to make sure that everyone within the company is doing at least 30 minutes of physical exercise. These are their goals. Within the purview of these goals, you're supposed to think on what you can do. So if you're suggesting something, and your suggestion is that we should do more sensitization sessions. Tata Steel kar to raha hi hai. There must be some reason it's not working, right? So you need to think why it might not be working within the company. Is it the fact that the average age group that Tata Steel folks have, like in our company, the average age group sort of goes till 30s. So is that the reason? Or is it the reason that most of the people are married and have families, so there's more responsibility? If that's the case, then you need to think on why is how can you then bring change in their, like will, let's say, engaging their families in their daily activities help. For example, you keep a weekly fun Sunday picnic with family where they can come to a park, have small exercises like going on a cycling or something, which might help in building, uh, what do you call, changing their behavior. So think from these perspectives. Whatever solution you're giving, actually sit with it. One more thing that I've seen help people a lot in people track is, if you can come up with a framework of your own. For example, let's say, after providing the entire solution, you want to give a gist that, okay, come up with this framework called Agni, just giving a random name, in which A can mean agility, that we want to make sure that our employees are as agile as possible. How will we do this? Then G can be growth, that whatever we are planning in terms of wellness, it should not hamper employee growth, and how it helps in employee growth. So ऐसे ऐसे करके, N can mean nurturing. ऐसे करके you can also build on frameworks, because solution सब लोग same provide करेंगे. What is something that new that you bring to the table, or like something that makes your solution creative. Last year, someone, what they did, they gave a solution in which they said that we can have, the topic they were talking about, we can have champions around this topic, and those champions can be given small goodies. So what they did, they actually had printed those goodies, went ahead and gave it to the judges. So they had these small badges that they actually gave to the judges, something extremely out of the box. So while this might not be applicable right now, but what I'm trying to say is think out of the box and out of the purview of how HR in general works, like, but also make sure to use frameworks. Especially a 2 cross 2 matrix is always good to go. For example, when you're talking about a 2 cross 2 matrix in wellness, and you end up saying, okay, there's motivation and there's health. Someone who has a very good health and is also highly motivated to work out, in terms of health, then they can be an influencer for you. These are the people maybe you can incorporate goodies and something in their प्लेटफॉर्म, एंड से कि अच्छा इनको गुडीज दे के देखते हैं, शायद ये लोग जाके बाकी लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस कर दे, या इनका एक अलग व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना के देखते हैं, दे माइट इन्फ्लुएंस अदर पीपल, और विल मेकिंग कम्युनिटी विद इन द, लाइक अ, लेट्स अ जिम कम्युनिटी और अ फिटनेस कम्युनिटी क्लब विद इन द कंपनी माइट हेल्प. तो वो थोड़ा ईआरजी की तरफ चलेगा. सो थिंक फ्रॉम दीज पर्सपेक्टिव व्हेन यू आर थिंकिंग अबाउट पीपल ट्रैक. Yeah, I think Chirag, you can take the previous question now.
Yeah, just explaining in very shortly. So first is there are four sub points in that case study. If I can see market analysis and trends, I don't need to speak about it. then the growth strategy, right? So just understand that when we talk about construction business, the first two things that comes to my mind and that comes to everyone's mind is, first is cement, then next is rebar. Okay, the TMT rebar, and then there is cement, because we have been shown ads from our childhood that these two things are important for construction, but not necessarily. With the evolving construction market, you would be seeing like the airports, the stadiums that are being made these years, they use a lot of panels. Panels is like flat steel products, like the panel that might you might have seen in the modern offices that are being built, the steel ka panel, right? And then there are and then there are tubes. Tubes is a, like you can say, hollow pipe, right? There are stadiums that are built on a lot number of tubes, like in FIFA World Cup, in the Qatar World Cup that came up with, they had a lot number of tubes and a lot number of makeshift this thing that they build, makeshift stadiums, right? So the usage of flat products has been consistently increasing in the construction business, apart from the rebars and the cement. So the Tata Steel can, if they want to increase their growth projection in construction business, they want to follow a strategy that the rebars and cements have followed, like projecting themselves as the only requirement for construction, right? And the GTM, and the next thing is differentiating strategy. So as I said, Tata Steel have brands for everything, right? They have brand for there is a Tata Structura, which is a brand for tubes. There is Tata Tiscon, which is again a rebar brand. But they do not have any brand for for flat products that would go up till the construction industry, right? They have brands for flat products that come up in the appliances, that come up in the auto segment, that come up in the drums and barrel segment. But in construction industry, they don't have any branded products, right? So you can maybe suggest that they can come up with some brand that would help take not only increase their market share in construction business, but also provide them uh, some premium, like premiumization can be done through brands, right? Then that will be a differentiation strategy. Then value added features, you can study what are the product portfolios that are used in the in constructing, let's say, panels, or in constructing, let's say, stadiums, or in constructing, let's say, the modern offices. So those are the product portfolios you can study and come up with. Then actionable recommendation. Yeah, recommendation is up to you guys. Any recommendation would work if you are confident in that. I mean, if I am able to come up with a recommendation in 2 minutes, then I guess I'll be a legend or something. But yeah, that's it. I mean, recommendation you can think about.
Also, innovation versus feasibility. I don't think any innovation comes at a cost of feasibility. Whatever you're suggesting needs to be feasible, and you need to justify on why the company should go ahead with it. So, innovating, the solutions are supposed to be innovative or out of the box, but feasible ही नहीं है तो फिर तो वो recommendation ही गलत है. So, work on both, come up with creative solutions, but also look at it from the purview of whether Tata Steel right now would be ready to have that, whether it's cost effective, whether you can actually build onto something like that. Time is not a constraint. तुमको लगता है अच्छा ये आज नहीं कर सकते, you can do it within next 5 years. Sure, suggest that. But then give a roadmap around it. Then maybe कि अच्छा what we are suggesting, it will take you like 3 to 5 years to build, but this is how it will also help you cater to the market. But then you need to see whether your case requires the company to build something now, or whether it's saying that okay, we want to build something 5 years down the line. So the company also has their long term vision. Look into that. Was the win worth it? Is the PPO good enough?
So
Depends
I
on what your
want to
life goals
answer that
are.
question.
Go ahead.
So, was the win worth it? So, there is a specific time given to you guys for the presentation, and there is again 5 to 10 minutes given for the question and answer. We were the only team whose question and answer round exceeded 20-25 minutes because the judges kept on showering questions that this is wrong, why will we do this, our current model is correct, why are we going to bisect it, you saw in the route to market, that was our major point of questioning. We defended it like hell. This is correct because your competitors are doing it, this is correct because your distributors are doing it. and everything that we could. And then the winning announcement was everything we had worked for days and nights without sleeping for almost a month. Like we were in a flight, we were working, kahin bhi ja rahe the, we were always working on that case for about a month. So yeah, it was definitely worth it. And the PPO was great because right now we've been in Tata Steel for about 4 months. The work has been amazing. The way the company takes care of their employees has been amazing.
And the work life balance is also amazing. So if that is your priority,
Case 3, customer obsession. If not read that case, you guys, have you read it? Oh yeah, customer obsession.
I too haven't read it.
Yeah,
Then
Tata Steel's customer obsession journey. I've read it.
या ये बिजनेस केस 3 यही है ना, ये जो डिजिटल टच पॉइंट्स एंड
Customer
व्हाट आर
obsession,
द
yeah.
केपीआईज.
KPIs for customer satisfaction and all. So the first point here is how can Tata Steel effectively measure B2C and B2B customer experiences through their customer journey or throughout their customer journey. Now the ways to measure a B2B customer experience and a B2C customer experience is very different because the C in B2C part we are not directly in contact with the customers. Our dealers are, our distributors are. So the measuring process goes through there. Meanwhile, the B2B customers, Tata Steel executives directly deal with the B2B customers. So, taking a feedback there throughout the process is quite easier than what happens in a B2C process. Uh, yeah, so I'd also highlight on the second point what are the improvements needed in the feedback mechanisms to capture valuable insights on a real time basis. So, now, Tata Steel so a delayed thing. Then the customer has had experience of feedback on the you can definitely implement some real-time solutions here as I mentioned. You can using how can Tata Steel enhance its products offering digital touchpoints. एक बार पूरा customer analyze out करो touchpoint देखो customer से कहाँ कहाँ पे हम contact में आ रहे हैं that a lot is not done digitally. So even a small solution that you think is a very small solution could be of a lot of help for us.
I guess Yamini have broken the internet.
yeah, I think there was some network issue. Um,
I think, guys,
so yeah,
the individual case questions, the very difficult to explain in like 10-15 seconds. So we can take that up later. Like there is a one-to-one session that, uh, you know, that 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 the team has planned for you all, right? In the slide that we saw. So with the help of that session, we can mm, uh, react to your one-to-one queries, but not right now.
yes, and if still any questions are left, please feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn or like any other platforms. I think we are also in the WhatsApp group, even if we are not, like maybe Shreya can add us there and then we can take the queries from there. Just feel free to reach out to us. We may take a little bit time, so don't hold on to our guidance for building up your case. But whenever we can revert back to you, we will as soon as possible. For the like three slider or two slider, just make sure to put your best foot forward in terms of the research and in terms of putting all the data out there and keeping it as less cluttered as possible. Um, we will share our deck as well with the team, and you can access it from there. Uh, Rest, I think Shreya, you can take over.
Yes. So thank you so much, guys, for this brilliant session, because you guys actually covered everything, and I'm sure that this would be very much helpful for them just before the summary round and also for the further rounds as well. And for the audience, you guys can always view this session again on YouTube or LinkedIn. You can watch this video. And as Mo and Chirag mentioned, that you can connect with them on LinkedIn as well or through our group where we'll add them and you can ask any kind of questions related to the case com there. So thank you so much for joining, and we hope to see you again next weekend. And we hope to see you guys, Rio, Chirag, and Yamini, for another session soon. So thank you so much. And guys, if you have any questions, you can post it now on the WhatsApp group, and we take it up to the mentors as well. So thank you so much.
Sure.
We can close it here.
Thank you. All the very best, everyone.
All the very best, guys.